Villages of Valeria is a fun engine-building card game with delightful artwork from Daily Magic Games. It comes with a rule set for solo play, which I'm going to play through. This is not meant to teach you how to play the game, but more to give you an idea of how the game plays. So here I am, ready to build my village in Villages of Valeria. With a solo game, there are only 35 building cards in the whole building deck. And the trick is to get as many victory points as possible before this draw deck runs out. Now I've chosen to start the game with a stone as my first resource. And the first thing I'm going to do is just jump in and build this simple little hideout. So I'm going to do the build action. I don't actually have wood, but my castle's wild resource allows me to do a resource of my choice. So the hideout comes into play. It does nothing except give me a victory point, but the build action allows me to also draw a card. So I'm going to draw a monastery. Because what I actually want from that monastery is the magic resource that's at the bottom of it. So the next action I'm going to do is a develop action, which allows me to develop that resource. And I have to discard a card in order to do so. So I'll discard the Wizard's Tower. And by the way, after I build for the solo game, the next turn that coin and resource are unavailable. So while I was doing this resource acquiring action, or sorry, if I had done another build action, I wouldn't have had these available to me. So that is that. Next up, this coin now becomes available. And I'm going to do a harvest action to draw 3 cards from the row here. So I'll grab that, the Thieves' Den, and either a farm or a mine. I think I'll grab a farm. These are all cards I'd like to get built eventually. And my hand limit is 8, so I'm still doing fine for the hand limit. Technically I could have taken cards one at a time and drawn new cards to replace them, but I liked all those particular cards. Now to build a farm I would have to have another resource available. I would need at least 1 wood. But, well, I do have a card here that gives me wood, but it's a building I want to build as well, which is kind of unfortunate. So, I suppose what I could do is build the Witch's Hut next. So at the cost, so I can do a build action. Instead of wood, I have my wild resource. I use my magic, and I build my Witch's Hut, which is another of these type of buildings. What do we call those? Those are shadow buildings. Having 2 shadow buildings also in the future would let me recruit this thief, which is also a good thing to keep in mind. So I built my building and I get to draw a card as part of my build action. Now, I was looking for wood, wasn't I? And there's no wood here, so let's draw off the top, see if I get lucky. And I do get lucky with a wood symbol, so that's great. I finished a build, so these are all unavailable for the next action, which is going to be, oh, when I build the Witch's Hut, I can immediately trash a card to gain a coin. So why don't I do that? I'm going to trash the archery range in order to gain a coin. So the lightning symbol means it's immediate action, so that's something I needed to remember to do when I built that particular building. Now, I would like to do another develop to get that wood resource into play. So I want to get this wood into play to have that available for my building. And to do so, I need to discard another card. So let's get rid of my headquarters. The other difference here with a solo game is that instead of discarding, in the multiplayer game, you discard actually face up onto the available buildings, thus changing the buildings that are available for players, but in the solo game you actually trash them and remove them out of the game, and that kind of winds down your game timer. So what have I just done then? I've just developed, and these coins are now available to me. I've got lots of coins and lots of resources to build with. So I would like to build a farm, which is a worker building. The farm costs me a wood, a second wood for my wild resource here, a stone, and a magic. So I'm using all my resources to build a farm, but in the future when I build, I have a free food available to me, which is going to be helpful down the road. And then as a build action, I get to gain a card as well. So how about we do this nice easy tannery. Or actually, a mine also helps with the building action. Let's grab the mine. And I can do some excellent building in the near future. Now, these resources and coins are unavailable, which means I can't build or recruit. I could tax. Don't need to develop again necessarily, or I could harvest. I do need some cards, so why don't I harvest by drawing 3 cards? So do a harvest action. This Thieves' Den gives me 2 immediate coins, which could be great. And what else could be nice? This Tannery gives me a coin as well. Oh, let's replace these cards to see if anything great comes up for my 3rd card. Attacks. The Forger's Den, sure, let's take that on the off chance I might want to do that at some time. So I've harvested. These coins become available. Yeah, which means I can build again. Oh, I have 2 Thieves' Dens, which means one of them will be a discard card in the future. Now, I would like to build this mine. So, can I do it? I do have a food for a build action. I've got a wood, a second wood with my wild, and a magic. So I get to build my mine, my second worker building, which now makes the blacksmith available to me, which it looks like a decent little card. So I've built the mine. I gain a card as part of my build. There should be another card in this row here. And let's take a cathedral. Okay, we'll slide the coins over and choose a different action. I would like another coin, so how can I get that? I can tax. I could build one of these buildings to get coins, which should be more efficient maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. So I'm too short of my limit. What I will do is, I suppose I will do a tax action. So let's get rid of that Thieves' Den that I didn't need a double of to gain a coin. And in the solo game with the tax action, I also need to trash a card. So let's get rid of the Forger's Den as well. Wait, I just trashed a card, did I not? Yeah, I trashed the Thieves' Den to gain the coin. Right, let's not lose 2 buildings at once. So these coins are available, so I can build again. I would like to build this cathedral, so that when I do future tax actions, I can gain an extra coin. Let's make sure I can do that. I have a free food, I have a free stone, so I just need the wood and 2 magic. 1 magic and a wild resource for the other magic. So now in the future I can get more coins by taxation. I keep forgetting to move my action track, of course. I just did the build, and now I'm going to go ahead and recruit an adventurer. So it cost me 2 coins in the solo version of the game to recruit an adventurer, and that blacksmith looks good. Since I have 2 workers buildings, I can recruit the blacksmith, and then with future develop actions I could potentially get a coin. Or, okay, I would need I don't have any military buildings, so I can't do the champion or the captain. So that's something I could think about for future build actions, although none of my current cards are military buildings, so that might be tricky. So let's go ahead and take the blacksmith. There's an archer. And these coins should have been slid over after my build. Now that I did the recruit, they are available to me. Sort of one step behind with everything in here. Let's try to keep up. Now I'm a little short of coins, but I can acquire more by building a thieves' den. So why don't I spend 1 food, a second. Ooh, I don't have any food. Oh, so that's not going to work for me. I could do a tannery just to get the coin. I'm not sure if that's worthwhile. What I need to do is maybe develop in order to gain another food here. And my blacksmith, with my the develop action, lets me trash a card to gain a coin. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll do a develop action. We'll develop this food resource. To do so, I need to trash my forger's den, I suppose. And then, oh, and then I can trash a second card to gain a coin. Oh, I don't have very many cards left to trash. So, do I want to trash one of these? The harbor is going to give me victory points for these buildings, so I don't think I do want to trash that. I'm going to go ahead and not use the ability of my blacksmith, which means I probably should have harvested last action to gain some cards first, but whatever. Perhaps we should do that now. Let's do a harvest action to gain 3 more cards so that we're not short of cards in the future. Let's see, let's take 3 off the top. I don't love any of these particular buildings that are available. So let's just see what we get. We got a hideout, which is that one. Got a monastery and an oracle. So now we've got some more cards to work with. Now we have possibly enough to make this thieves' den. Still no military buildings too. I should maybe try to get that keep later. But let's build the thieves' den with free food, second food, wood, wild resource for second wood. Give us our 3rd shadow building. And a build action lets us draw a card. So let's get that military building so that we have something. And it's worth 3 victory points as well, so that's worth working toward, I think. My coins slide over. And now I will go ahead and perhaps do a tax action. That's what I'll do. I'll do a tax. So I have to trash a card. I'll get rid of this hideout. And because I have a cathedral, I gain 2 coins with the tax action now. And now these coins are available to me as well. Which means I can build my keep now for my first military building. So a build action's next. We have a free food and a free stone, which means we just need 1 food and 1 stone. And the build action allows me to draw a card. So there's no military buildings available, so why don't I see if I can get lucky, and I don't. I get another worker building. I already have a farm, so that doesn't help me a lot. Now, these coins slide. And I'm thinking I might recruit again. I have a lot of options for recruiting. Yeah, so I'm going to recruit. I'll spend 2 coins. Have to get rid of them. To get the archer, whose immediate action is to draw 3 cards. So that's another adventurer. And I draw 3 cards immediately. And let's get a new adventurer out here. A paladin, 4 victory points. And I can recruit him too, so that's great. So I get 3 cards. Let's take 3 off the top and hope we find another military building somewhere in there. 1, 2, 3. No military buildings in any of that. That's a little lucky. But we got lots of good options here. So these coins are available right now because I just recruited. That's what I just did. And do I have enough to build anything worthwhile? So I already have a farm. I want to build this harbor is what I want to do. And it appears I can do it. So this harbor is yet another shadow building. And it also gives me, at the end of the game, 1 victory point per shadow building I have. So this is going to be great for me. It cost me 1 food, a stone, and 2 wood. 1 wood, 2 wood. And draw a card for my build action. Let's see. Let's keep trying for a military building, I suppose. And it's another holy building, a cathedral, which I already have. So what have I just done? I've just built. These slide over. A little short on coins, so it's time to probably tax again. So let's trash one of my doubles, which is that cathedral I just drew. Take 1, 2 more coins. And then these will become available to me, and then that's the tax action I just did. And now I have lots of room to build something amazing, or to potentially recruit that paladin as well. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to do a recruit action. I have to pay my 2 gold. I'm going to take that paladin because it's 4 victory points. I have 1 military building and 1 holy building, so I'm good to go with that one. And we have a mage here. 2 victory points for monument. I'm not playing with the monuments in the solo game, so that doesn't do me any good, but he is worth 1 victory point. Well, let's see. I have just recruited. I have 3 coins. I could build something because I have my farm in my mind to help me out. What do I want to build? This oracle is worth 3 victory points here. Could I build it? I think I could, yeah. Let's build the oracle because it's a good big point building. So let's do, we got our food from the farm. We have a stone and we have 2 magic. And then I get to draw a card. We'll keep looking for that other military building. A market, which I do not have. And it gives me 2 coins as soon as I build it. So what have we just done? We've just built. Slide those over. I'm always 1 step behind here. I'll try to keep up, I promise. I don't have a lot of coins. I do have a lot of cards. Can't really build anything. Developing at this point isn't super helpful. I think I need to tax again. I need to get some coins back. So let's trash one of my cards. What's the farm here is a double, so let's trash the farm to get 2 coins back. And this is the tax action. So we got, what did I just say about keeping up with my stuff? We got all our coins. So now we can build something great. We're getting a little low on cards. My second camera's about to run out of battery, so let's keep moving. What do I want to build? I want to build this market because it's worth 3 victory points and gives me 2 coins. So let's do that. 1 food, 2nd food, wood, stone, magic, All of that for a market, which is a worker building. I'm running out of space for my hand of cards. And gives me immediately 2 coins. It also lets me draw a card when I do a build. Let's keep going off the top. A fountain. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. The coin slide over. Got lots of coins to do a recruit again if I like. I really need that other military building for a champion who's worth 3 victory points. I think I want to hold out for that if I can. So what does that allow me to do in the meantime? I could build this fountain. It's only worth 1 point. No, the inn or the holy shrine are better off for points here. Problem is my available resources aren't what I need. So this is a little tricky. Let's go ahead and recruit then. We'll spend a couple of these coins. We'll get this thief because the thief is worth 2 points. I can immediately gain a coin from other players, but since I'm sold, that doesn't help me. Hopefully we're still in frame with those. Let's see what comes up. A baron needs 1 of every building type, which I have. Ooh, it immediately gives 3 coins when he's recruited. So these coins are now available. I am tempted to recruit that baron, in fact. Why don't I do that? I'm going to recruit again. I'm going to spend 2 coins to get the baron, to immediately get 3 coins. And now our card space is really running low here. And we have a squire. All right. Let's build something. I wish I had a military building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this card, these are running low. So we got to keep going here. Let's build either a monastery for 2 points or a shrine. Let's build this monastery. No, let's build the shrine because it gives me a card as soon as I build it. So it's only 2 magic, so we'll go magic, wild resource. It's a holy building. It gives me an immediate card, plus I get to draw a card when I build. So these are going to have to be the last 2 cards I take, because the next one I grab is going to trigger the game end. So we're getting to that point now. And there's still no military buildings, so we will not be getting a champion to help us. So we got to make do with what we've got. So we've just done the build. Slide those over. Stop yelling at me. I know I'm not doing a good job keeping up still after all this, but let's see here. What can we do with our last remaining card in the draw deck? If I were to... The coins are also worth points at game end, so not spending coins is a good thing. Taxing them causes me to trash a card. Okay, here's what I'll do. Since we're getting near the end, I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 to recruit, because I can tax to get them back again with my extra buildings. So who is going to give us points? They're all kind of 1-pointers. I don't want the squire because I don't want the immediate 2 cards. Let's take the merchant, who also gives bonus points for these resources I have. So that's a great one to grab. Let's stick the merchant here. And so I've recruited, yeah. These coins are available. I've got lots of buildings, so why don't I keep recruiting as much as I can here, just for those end game victory points. Who do we have? We have a mercenary who immediately gives a coin. And 3 victory points. Okay, let's keep recruiting. That to the mercenary. One victory point per gold. That's a decent one for me too. It only requires 1 of each building type, which I have. Alright, so let's tax to get some money back. Tax. Trash a card to get 2 gold. Plus, if I want to, I can get 2 cards with my Oracle, but I don't want to be drawing building cards at this point to trigger the game end. So I'm only going to be trashing a card to gain 2 gold. So let's trash this Forger's Den to gain 2 gold back. Here's how I find the end game of the solo game works out, is there's a lot of recruiting and taxing to sort of maximize those final actions before you build that last building. But here we go, recruit. Let's get that bard. We'll go back to taxing. So tax, we will trash our, doesn't matter too much, I guess our mill. It gives us 2 coins. Let's tax again. We have 4 cards in hand now. Got to keep in mind which one I want to build for my final one. That would be, well, a couple of these are 2 points, so it'll be one of those for sure. So, did we just tax? Is that what happened? Let's go back to recruit then. Spend 2 coins to recruit. Let's see. Don't want the squire. The shaman. Sure, let's take the shaman, who allows me to immediately trash a card to gain a coin. So we'll get rid of the inn, gain a coin. There. Now we need to tax again. So we'll trash a fountain, gain 2 coins, tax a second time. What am I going to build for my final building? I could build the monastery and I could build the inn. They're both the same points. So let's build an inn. Alright, so 1 final tax, trash a building, get those last 2 coins. Then 1 final build to get a couple food, wood to get the inn built. I have to draw a card, which is a military building. I have to draw that. The last card's a military building. Go figure. Okay, so that building draw deck is empty, which triggers the game end. And we go ahead now and add up our victory points. So we get 1 point per coin. So we've got all 7 coins for 7 points. Cards that give us 1 victory point per coin. So we get, in fact, another 7 for 14 points, thanks to the bard. A merchant gives us a point per resource we have here. So that's 4 more resources for 18 points. That's all the points our adventurers give us. The buildings themselves, we got 1 point per shadow building. So we're at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And no other buildings give us points. So then it's strictly the points on the card. So 22, 25, 27, 30, 32, 33, 34, 37, 39, 40, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 50, 54, 56, 59, 60. So let's see what 60 points gives us for our final ranking. 60 plus points is the highest ranking, so I just squeaked into the Imperator ranking. Congratulations, you've built the capital city of Valeria. So that's the first time I've actually managed to hit 60 points, which is kind of fun. So that's Villages of Valeria. Thanks for watching. Hi, it's Josh here. Just wanting to thank you for watching my video. If you want to support what I'm doing, it'd be awesome if you give me a like, a subscribe, and if you share this video with one other gamer in your life. Cheers. A fun little card game with delightful artwork. I'll try that again. It's a fun little card game. It's also not what I was trying to say. 3. No.